Hello, 1 Yard Stare here. We're going to do another clan member requested base review. Today we're looking at Swilko. And he is a Town Hall 6. And it looks like he has all of his builders busy doing what builders do, and that's upgrade our defensive buildings. And it looks like right now we're working on an Archer Tower, moving it to level 6. And we've got a cannon going to level 7. So both great upgrades to be working on. Now I'm looking at his other buildings. We've got mortars. We've got one at 4, and we've got another at 3. And then we have 2 wizard towers, both at 1. So on the upgrade path, the first things I would recommend working on next would be probably getting this mortar to level 4. And then after that I would work on these 2 wizard towers. I think at a Town Hall 6 you can at least get them to level 2, maybe even 3. So I'd take them up as far as you can get them. And after that, I'd start working on this Archer Tower. I want to get that upgraded, and then start working on these other cannons. But the first thing I would take care of would be your splash defenses, because there's nothing better than taking out multiple units with one shot, or at least damage them with one shot. So that's my first tip. Second, just looking at the layout, I don't know that I'm going to recommend a full redesign, because I see what he's doing, and I think it could probably work out pretty well with a few minor tweaks. The first thing I'm seeing is we have some non-critical buildings inside the walls, and these buildings in particular are inside his highest level walls. So the first thing I would do is I would move those out. We've got a laboratory, we've got 2 builder huts, and we've got a spell factory down here. All of which I'd move outside the walls. And the reason is, and you may have heard this in other videos, I prefer to have those kind of buildings outside the walls within range of your defensive buildings. So that way when people are attacking your base, they have to do it outside the walls, of course. And while they're destroying that particular building, they're under fire from your defenses the entire time. And you know, you're fighting 2 enemies on these raids. You're fighting the attackers, and you're also fighting the clock. So one of your primary goals is to slow your attackers down. And if you can have them hanging around outside your walls destroying buildings that they have to destroy before they can get inside your base, that only helps you, because you can pick off some of those defenders while you're in there. And that just means fewer defenders to actually go inside your base, take your resources, attack your town hall. Now, as to where, I would take this lab and I would probably drop it right about there, or something like that. And yeah, you could tuck those builder huts up around it. Just want to make sure you fill in that space. Now we've got some more open space up here. I'm not exactly sure what I would do with that. Maybe take a couple of these mines from this area and move them up there. And same with this wizard tower. You don't want anyone to be able to spawn and attack one of your defenses first thing. Make them attack something else first. And the spell factory, you could move it outside the walls right there in that corner. Ultimately, once you move some of these buildings outside your walls and you start tucking in some of your defenses, moving them into other positions, and I'll get to that in a moment, you're probably going to be left with extra walls. And my suggestion is, with those extra walls, maybe compartmentalize some of your more critical pieces. Maybe give a little extra protection to your mortars, or maybe some of your spawn defense, but right now they're actually pretty well compartmentalized. Now, as for placement, most of the defenses are actually pretty well placed. The only one that I would probably move is this particular mortar, and I would probably switch it with this cannon. And the reason is, let's say I was attacking this base and I decided to go in this way. Once you knock out one of these 2 elixir pumps, first you're going to be in that mortar's dead range, most likely. And second, you're able to immediately attack it. And both of those are bad from a defensive standpoint. So if you move that mortar over to where this cannon is, if you can visualize where that circle is, if they're outside the walls, they'll probably still be within activation range of the mortar, and they'll probably be working on something like this archer tower. Meanwhile, the mortar is firing on them the whole time. It's all good moves to, again, buy yourself time and allow the damage, the high damage items to do as much work as possible for the destroyed. But other than that, I think I like where he's going with his base, and I like the fact that he's upgrading actively, and he's working hard at raiding. Obviously, he's got quite a bit of gold in here. I'm kind of jealous because I'm pretty broke right now. But in any event, I like what you're doing. Keep up the good work, and I think with a couple of minor tweaks, you'll probably see some excellent results out of your future raid defenses. In any event, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. And thanks for watching.